Hello. Yep, it's Monday. Hey, Daniel, Elaine, Kiss Off. Good to see y'all. So, Elaine, I saw another channel say that they noticed that if they just do a pop up, that it is seen. Where if you plan it ahead, it doesn't seem to be seen. Hey, Carl. I don't know. And plus, I've been outside all day with workers and um, taking care of granddaughter, and she just left. So, yeah, it just popped up. Hi, Chris. How are you?
This need to be a conversation. Mute.
I need to mute. Well, my goodness.
It's about something else.
Okay. I have a video I'm going to share with y'all, and I want to see what your opinion is and see what this child of mine wants before she leaves. So here we go. Let me make sure I'm getting the right one. Lasts about 15 minutes, something like that. 18 minutes. It's not long. And I'll be right back.
Keeps getting crazier and crazier. You better pay attention. Wake up, America, as to what is happening right now. The more we learn about it, the more troubling it is. The United States government working hand in hand with non-governmental organizations, NGOs, to bring millions of illegal immigrants into the United States. If you don't think this is all planned, then you need to get your head examined. Nothing happens by coincidence. This is all part of a massive operation. J.J. Carroll is a 24-year veteran of the Customs and Border Protection. And what he's just uncovered as part of his new documentary called Treason is just astonishing. JJ has been kind enough to send me dispatches of the documentary as they are filming this, and it's just jaw-dropping. Speaking with sources at these NGOs who don't want their face on camera, they don't want their voices on camera either. They are what they're telling JJ is just shocking. Listen.
It was Jewish Family Services, and then you had Jewish Family Services who also had these underlying NGOs under them, whether it be Lutheran Family Services, Catholic Family Services, and then all these different family services, but they all have the same parent company.
So you would pay Jewish Family Services, and then they would pay
all of the subcontractors, but they all have the same payee for the most part.
And JJ joins us now fresh off of that latest trip. JJ, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, Clayton. I'm really excited about talking about this. Is the greatest crime that is going to be uncovered in the next several years is the partnership between NGOs and the federal government, and the tune of tens of billions of dollars, if not hundreds of billions of dollars, after this 4-year term of Biden's over.
So you don't have to tell us the location because we don't want to give away any sources of who you spoke with, who obviously didn't want their face on camera. But you went into this, I think, with some ideas about how these NGOs were operating, right? These non-governmental organizations, there's thousands of them that are ferreting individuals across the border and then dispersing them across the United States, a lot of them with funding from the United States government. But when you set foot into these interviews, did it stun even you, or did you already know all of these things?
No, it did stun me. If I'm being completely honest, I had a very good idea of what was going on, what was transpiring. But when you talk to people that are inside those meetings, so the individual that I talked to was a DHS employee. He was the guy that cut the checks to the NGOs. And he's telling me, he's laying it out for me about what this looks like. He cut checks to Jewish Family Services, Catholic Charities, and a couple other. And I said, tell me just give me an example. And he goes, okay, Jewish Family Services. Let me explain how this works. So Jewish Family Services, I said, tell me the amount, okay, before you get started. He said, $600 million. And I said, okay, was that 2 or 3 years contract? He goes, no, that was like 2, 3 to 6 months max. Wow. Max. And then he said, what was really stunning to me is this is where the money laundering scheme comes in. So he goes, you have Jewish Family Services at the top. He says they have 50, so let's just say 50 to 100 subcontractors underneath him. After I give them, he's telling me, after I cut that check for $600 million, then those smaller subcontractors that are responsible for food, clothing, housing, whatever that $600 million does not cover or did not cover enough, those subcontractors call us and say, we need 10 million here, we need 5 million here. And I say, well, do you vet it? He goes, no, we're in emergency mode. So we cut the checks immediately to him. Immediately. And he says, but this is where it gets crazy, JJ. He said, when I cut the checks to the subcontractors, I'm cutting the check to the same payee. I'm sending the same funds to Jewish Family Services, the same account. So you have Jewish Family Services getting $600 million, but you have 50 to 100 subcontractors that I'm paying, but I'm paying to the same bank account as Jewish Family Services. It's all a lie. It's just all a lie. And I said, okay, well, you cut $600 million check. Are you now tracking that to check? And he goes, listen, you have to understand, JJ, nobody's following the money. No one cares. He says, you have to understand the federal government created a chaotic situation on the border. You have millions of people coming to the border. The Border Patrol, DHS, CBP, FEMA, no one has the resources, manpower to move millions of people from the border into America. That's where the NGOs come in. The NGOs are the movement of people and goods into America. That is the evil partnership between the government and the NGOs.
Did he give you a sense, because we have a segment coming up here tonight, we're going to talk about the United Nations and their collaboration on all of this and bringing in military-aged men. Did he give you a sense of why most of these people that you've been seeing, of course, on camera are military-aged men between the ages of 25, 35 years old? I think people out there think this idea of this like replacement theory that just sounds like a conspiracy theory, or the militarization of the United States, a sort of a United Nations army inside the United States and Europe to carry out plans for lockdowns, whatever it is. Did he give you a sense of why they all seem to be the same 25 to 35 year olds and they're all men?
He did, as well as many other investigative journalists that I have contacts with and my sources. They all believe that this is a military style invasion. Let me just tell you how this looks to us. When you attack a nation, you attack from multiple points of entry. You don't attack, this is not the Middle Ages where I'm attacking the moat and the drawbridge. I'm attacking multiple areas. So once you do that, you attack multiple areas, you make the inroads into America. Now, the United States government, who I believe is the enemy of our people, has already created the pathways, the highways, the routes for the invasion to go into middle America. So you don't invade a nation and just stay on our borders. You advance, you keep advancing. So when people are talking about the military age adult males that are pouring into our country, understand that they're anywhere from 50 to 70% of the total illegal population coming into America. We've been sold this lie that's family units and babies and kids. Yes, there are that. But the single adult military age men are in the millions, tens of millions in America. You're looking at, you mentioned this perfectly. It's happening in Europe. Nothing happens in the world by happenstance. There's no willy-nilly, well, this is just how it's happened. It just happens that there's tens of millions of illegal military age adult men pouring into, from the southern hemisphere, pouring into the western nations of the world. It's not by happenstance. And it's hard. I know it's hard to hear somebody say the federal government is doing this. And it's hard to comprehend what the manifestation of this will be, but it will be devastation and destruction. And I always ask this question, Clayton, if you do not agree with my conclusion, if you do not agree with my analysis, then tell me why the federal government under Joe Biden has brought in 30 million illegal aliens into our country. And no one can answer that.
No, and I used to think, honestly, it was just focused on the election. I don't anymore. I think it's much bigger than that. And I think you're seeing I think what you're doing, this amazing work, is starting to really pull back the strings on this, pull back the curtain on this, and uncover a massive plot that I don't even think we fully understand how big this is. When you talk about the thousands of NGOs that are operating and delivering these people around the country, can you talk about some of the mechanisms? Did your sources at the DHS and otherwise tell you, how much money they're being given, what sort of tools and access these people are being given? Is there any sort of follow-up at all from the NGOs, from the Department of Homeland Security? Are they following up with monthly, weekly checks to make sure that they haven't killed somebody, they haven't raped somebody, they haven't, gotten DUIs? What sort of things the tools and things are they being given?
Okay, that's a great question. So I asked him that. I said, what does it look like? And he said, before I start to explain this, JJ, I want you to understand the federal government does not run the NGOs. The NGOs run our federal government. And I said, okay, well, explain that to me, clarify that. He said, you have to understand, we are in a chaotic emergency situation on the border. Tens of millions of people are crossing. Anywhere from 10 to 15,000 a day are still pouring across. The mechanism needed to move these people from the border into the interior is paramount. So the federal government does whatever the NGOs want and ask and demand for. He goes, the NGOs are buying with our money, brand new buses, buying Mercedes-Benz vans, $150,000. They're paying nurses. One nurse, we documented in one of the videos I sent you, one nurse made $20,000 a week. A week, not a month, a week. And that's one nurse. So the corruption. Okay, let me give you another example. I'll give you two examples. In San Diego, we filmed there just recently. Down in San Diego, just one hotel. Okay, this has been going on for almost 3 years, but just one hotel. There's many more. Let me just give you an example. Ramada Inn on Hotel Circle in San Diego. It's where Hotel Circle is where everybody goes to go to SeaWorld, the beaches in San Diego. So it could be anywhere from $300 to $500 a night at a Ramada Inn. They have walled off the Ramada Inn. No one from an average person can go in there and go, can I rent a room? It's all gated off. Fences with barbed wire and tarps with paid armed security. And the federal government is paying for every single room in Ramada Inn for almost 3 years now. They're getting 1,500 meals delivered a day at about $30 a meal. Just one hotel. Let's look at the Row Hotel in New York City. It's housing about 5,000 people. For one person to eat for a whole year, and there's illegal aliens that have been there for over a year. This is staggering. To feed one person living in the Row Hotel is $36,000 a year. $36,000 a year. We're not even talking about hospital. We're not even talking about the nurses, the social working, the police presence that's there. Look, I'm going to Chicago in 2 days. I got a police report of hundreds, if not thousands, of call-outs to one shelter. Our police are going to the shelters for rapes, assaults, child molestation, drug dealing, pimping. People have no idea what's happening to our country, but the NGOs are facilitating all of it. Look, the NGOs are child sex traffickers as well. It's hard to, I'm a Catholic Charities is involved. Jewish Family Services, Save the Children in Guatemala. Guatemalan Attorney General and their General Secretary just filed a lawsuit in Texas claiming that Joe Biden, they are funneling over $21 million to an organization called Save the Children. And guess who was on the board? The board of it, Jill Biden. And they're saying this NGO is child sex trafficking into the United States of America, inside of Guatemala, and they are traveling and facilitating the transportation of child sex trafficking into Texas. Look, the media won't even touch it. And Joe Biden, look, things don't happen in a bubble. What did Joe Biden do in Ukraine? He went after that AG and got him fired. Guess what he's doing? He just called down there and had a presser and said to the Guatemalan president, I want those two people fired for corruption. There was no corruption last week until they filed a lawsuit against you and your wife.
Yeah, exactly. Until you start looking into the child sex trafficking, that it may involve Jill Biden. Yes. That's what Biden loves to do. It loves to call up Poroshenko, get that prosecutor fired. He's looking into my son. He's looking into Hunter Biden. Get that guy fired, or you're not going to get billions of dollars. Guatemala, we're going to withhold aid to you. We're going to hold back the billions of dollars that we'll send to you. You better get these guys fired. You better not be looking into my wife.
It's frightening, Clayton. And the more that I go into, listen, when I go into this documentary, I feel like I'm an expert on this. But I know going in that I know I don't know certain things because I have to be inside the belly of the beast. The NGO angle that we're taking and we're getting deeper and deeper in. I'm not a frightened type of guy ever in my life. I'm telling you that it's frightening. When I came away for the last 2 or 3 jaunts or filming in certain areas across America and interviewing people, I honestly did not understand the size and scope of the machine on the south side and the north side. What Mayorkas has built through billions, hundreds of billions of dollars is staggering. When we get done Joe Biden's term in 4 years, this is just try to wrap your brain around how much power this is. In 4 years, Joe Biden will have spent conservatively on the bottom end $700 billion on illegal aliens. Everyone believes the number has now surpassed $1 trillion in 4 years. And we're conservatively saying $1 trillion.
And
look, I'm going to Chicago.
American people are suffering. You know, tens of thousands of people being laid off now thanks to skyrocketing inflation. These new minimum wage laws, which we just covered on the show. I mean, driving people out of work because these companies can't afford them, and they're being replaced by automation. They're being replaced by. I mean, you have the mayor of New York City this afternoon talking about, we don't have enough lifeguards in New York City, so why do we not? And he said it flat out. We have all of these illegal aliens here that can swim really well. Why don't we hire them as lifeguards? So, I mean,
do you even know how racist that is?
Right.
To say, well, because they swam, because they swam across the Rio Grande, they should be lifeguards. The guy is mentally below the par. But look, what we're seeing is a military style invasion into America. It is being purposely done. And you mentioned briefly the replacement theory. Let's just lay the cards out. CIS.org just came out yesterday. Stephen Miller, who was a top advisor for Trump, pushed it out. Conservatively, almost 52 million people living in the United States of America today are foreign nationals. That is 15% of our population is inside our walls, have no loyalty to America. There is absolute agreement through Congress. They don't even hide anymore that there's 45 million illegal aliens in our country. 45 million. It doesn't end well on any level.
Well, as Biden said, an unending flood of immigration into the United States. That's what he will call for. That's what he's gotten. And J.J. Carroll is just starting to pull back the layers of this disgusting onion as he dives deeper into this. And we appreciate, J.J., you joining us here as this documentary unfolds. And, of course, be safe in Chicago. You're heading into the belly of the beast there right now. Ground zero for the illegal immigration disaster in the United States. So he'll have updates on us. Hopefully, you'll be able to bring us some updates on that when you get back from Chicago. J.J., as always, thank you so much for joining us here. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Clayton.
I really hope you enjoyed watching.
Hey, everybody that's been coming in. Chrissy Cat, Sharon. Gigi, it's good to see y'all. So, as discouraging as that sounds, and I quit watching Redacted quite a while back. I don't know how that one popped up to me, but no, it's just like, wow. And I'm surprised we're still alive, actually. I thought that might do it, but and excuse my voice. I've been outside all day, 95 degrees, and trees getting cut and trimming vegetables, and it's hot and pollen. It's kind of getting to my throat. Happy Two Bears. Good to see you. But as discouraging as that sounds, it's okay, it's bad, but just know that there are people out there that are fighting this evil. There's amazing people out there that are doing what they feel is best for this country, for the people. And like I said, with Memorial Day coming up, I'll be hitting on that also. And so I personally, this is how I deal with this, is knowing it. We got to know. But at the same time, you got to find that balance, that in-between balance where you can keep functioning every day. You can stay positive. You know, this little 5-year-old running around here, if I get so wrapped up in it and so depressed or so whatever, and have a lot of reasons to be that way right now, but it still, I have to fight it. And that's how I fight, is getting grounded, finding that peaceful place, praying, knowing that God, Creator, is right there. Speaking the name of Jesus. One of the workers I had today, the conversation we had, it was amazing. And just, there's so many people who want to do things in the community, who want to, I mean, we were talking about, you know, he'll give people cheaper rates. He knows they're struggling. He's not out to get rich. And different ways that you can trade and barter for those services. That, you know, we had this hailstorm. So yeah, I have limbs all over the place. Hey Andy, good to see you. And damage, and so the roofers haven't come yet. But each day it's like it's something happening here that's just normal day-to-day life and costing a fortune, but not really a fortune. But that's what we were talking about, was neighbors helping neighbors. And they don't have to live right next door to you to be your neighbors. if they're within a 20-mile radius, they're neighbors. And a lot of them are willing to help. And, you know, he was talking about the cost of going out to eat, how it's so expensive. And I was like, yeah. And so these single men that are going out to eat all the time, if you come and you do this or this, I'll cook you homemade meals for a week, or, something like that. Or sewing, you need any sewing done. I used to iron for people on the side. People who work in high up positions want their jeans starched and ironed. And so my whole house would smell like starch, but did it. There's so many ways that we can help each other that we don't even realize. And whenever there's something going on, a church having a fundraiser, or a sports group from the school, or whatever's going on, we always have something going on with the community. And go volunteer, go help, go pass out napkins to people. It doesn't have to be something big, just doing it. That's, I think, how we're going to get through this is, and you've got to have that interaction too. I know some people cannot leave their homes. I know that some people are just, because of their health or whatever. Hi, Catherine, good to see you. And those people, if you know them, go visit them. Sit down and talk to them for an hour. That can do wonders. See if they need anything. If they need something from the store, anything. So many people need help with little things that it doesn't take long to fulfill getting it done, and it doesn't take long to do something for that person in return if you don't have the money. And that's what community does. They work together. And thankfully, I'm in one of those. That's good, Carl. A mechanical mule. Is that that? Is that video I saw? Is that what that is? That was pretty funny. With fun. And oh my goodness, figure out ways to have fun. Invite someone over, play cards. Just anything. Listen to music. Music is always good. I put the link if any of y'all want to come up. You think that's true, Pappy? I mean, somewhat. Hey, Frog. Garrett. Good to see y'all. I don't, and I know different areas are different. I could totally see that happening in the city. People don't seem to gather together as much in the city as they do in the country. The smaller towns, they always have something going on, the farmer's market or the just you name it. We have weekly bingo, we have weekly trivia, we have just something going on all the time where you can get around real people and have conversations and just smile, connect. It's so important for your mental, physical, everything. It's good for your soul. Not all community or groups, organizations are like that. Like I said, Mayor stood there on Saturday and thought it was funny, and I'm going to record him and have it written down. That's good. And I know it's not always like that. Frog. Okay, well, that can be true too, but sometimes it can be good. They won't mind their own business. Maybe one time you have fallen. I have heard of these stories happening here. Someone fell, or for whatever reason, they couldn't get out of bed one day because they all of a sudden had this really bad infection. And thankfully, someone went to check on them because they were being nosy and got them help. I know a woman that fell and broke her hip, and she laid there for 2 or 3 days. And, it was totally unexpected. And we noticed that she hadn't been out and she wasn't answering her phone or anything. And so as friends, we got worried, went to check on her, and sure enough, she was in trouble and got her help. Actually, I think they airlifted her. Horticulture Society. I could order last week. There you go, Ian. That's good. Ian, it's good to see you. I'll drop the link another time. See if anybody wants to come up and chat. I'm kind of tired. It's, man, that heat will drain you. So it may not last very long. I just saw that video and wanted to share it because that could have a whole lot of information that even I wasn't aware of. And I don't have an answer as to how to handle that kind of thing. If we've been infiltrated, I mean, the best thing you can do is just stay vigilant and keep your eyes open. Be ready for anything. But don't fear. That's when I go outside in my yard, I don't feel any fear. Got that little 5-year-old falling all around, helping me as much as she thinks she can, and talk. Oh my goodness, she loves to talk, and so we have the conversations. And today she asked me something, and I answered her, and she said, tracking. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is the cutest thing I ever heard. Tracking from a 5-year-old. And that's it. Is keep listening, keep an eye out, and that's good, Anne. Yep, cameras are good to have because because they can be used for your neighbors or you, and however close your neighbors are. But hey, Sean, good to see you. Yeah, and some of those conversations, I don't know how they begin, that just all of a sudden we're talking about everything that we talk about here. And I'm like, they're listening somewhere. They're getting the same information, that they know what's up. I didn't understand that. I'll leave that one alone. Sean, did you see the link? Um, I know that you will definitely be getting an email. So y'all got any good ideas? Heat is beating you up too. Yeah, it'll drain you. Make sure you're getting enough salt and water and doing what you can to stay hydrated, stay healthy. Keep your vegetables going. I think the deer are eating my squash. Something's eating my squash. They'll get bigger, and then all of a sudden, there's this little stem and a bloom, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Um, so I need to put some chicken wire around them and protect them from whatever's getting in there. That's good, Aunt. Awesome. Spaghetti in the store. Ooh, yep, that would be a hard. Yeah, so far we haven't had any problems with electricity here. Last year we had the rolling brownouts, but it hasn't got that hot yet. We got more rain coming Wednesday, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. I don't think anyone around Houston is looking forward to it, but I'm okay with it. And I've been working on still taking the trip. so I can handle not having her around here since I won't have her for a week. So, okay, hit the road. Enjoy it. Make something good out of it. Well, I don't know where else to go with this, y'all. The gentleman that I was talking to today, he agreed with the that things are going to get better, that we're going to have higher energies, higher frequencies. I don't know what you would call it. He did mention something about different dimensions, and that CERN took one of those dimensions down. Didn't quite understand that, but I don't know. I would just say everything's crazy right now. That's all I know. Love the videos of critters, Carl. Oh, okay, Pappy. So, well, no, on Facebook, we have a neighbors group, and they were, one person was complaining about the local grocery prices, and it's not real good quality. But you take care, Sean. Thank you. But there was a lot of disagreement there because we're all about shopping local. When you shop local, you're supporting your community. The sales tax and everything is going back into your community, from what I understand. Could be wrong about that. But I would say about half and half. When somebody goes out of town to an HEB, I send a list, and but at the same time, I get my meat from local butcher. I get my plants from local growers. Get eggs from locals with chickens. Vegetables. That's one thing I'm seeing pop up all over the place too, is the vegetable stands are coming back with the honor system, and they'll have the vegetables all laid out there, and you just go pick what you want, and they'll put what they would like to get for it, and then you just drop it in a box. And we have a lot of places that do that, the honor system here, and it's been happening for years and years. So I think people are pretty honest about it and support it. Then you don't have to hire any employees to watch over those things, because most of them are still working out in the ranch or the field or whatever. Sorry to hear that. Again. Yeah, I think the one that they were complaining about that day was romaine lettuce. Was $7 or $9 a head, something like that. It was something really ridiculous. So, Clay from Conspiracy Music put out a song, and I'm going to share that with y'all. It's really good. Actually, what I do with that, I'll give y'all the link. Clay's been up here a few times playing his guitar. He's the one that says something like that for all the titles, except this one has a title, and it's called Rise from the Ashes. And here is the link to that song. Hey, Virginia, thank you so much for being up here last night. It was a fun time. Cool deal. Lasagna sounds good. All right, I'm going to share this song with y'all. Be right back.
Tonight I hear a whispering wind, telling tales of second chances where new beginnings begin. Through the shadows of my past I find a guiding light, leading me to brighter days where everything feels right. I've stumbled and I've fallen, but I refuse to stay down. With every dawn that breaks, a new chapter I have found. I'm breaking free, rising from the ashes with hope in my heart and fire in my eyes. I'm starting new, leave behind the past. With each step I take, I'm reaching for the sky. Through the struggles and the pain, I've learned to stand tall, embracing every scar as a story on my wall. No longer chained by fear, I'm spreading my wings wide, soaring to new heights with the wind as my guide. I've stumbled and I've fallen, but I refuse to stay down. With every dawn that breaks, a new chapter I have found. I'm breaking free, rising from the ashes with hope in my heart and fire in my eyes. I'm starting new, leave behind the past. With each step I take, I'm reaching for the sky. In the silence of the night I hear a whispering wind, telling tales of second chances where new beginnings begin. Through the shadows of my past I find a guiding light, leading me to brighter days where everything feels right. I've stumbled and I've fallen, but I refuse to stay down. With every dawn that breaks, a new chapter I have found. I'm breaking free, rising from the ashes with hope in my heart and fire fire in my eyes. I'm starting new. Leave behind the past with each step I take. I'm reaching for the sky. Through the struggles and the pain, I've learned to stand tall, embracing every scar. As a story on my wall, no longer chained by fear, I'm spreading my wings wide, soaring to new heights, with the wind as my guide. I've stumbled and I've fallen, but I refuse to stay down. With every dawn that breaks, a new chapter I have found. I'm breaking free, rising from the ashes, with hope in my heart and fire in my eyes. I'm starting new, leave behind the past. With each step I take, I'm reaching for the sky. Through the struggles and the pain, I've learned to stand tall, embracing every scar as a story on my wall.
Well, like, I don't know if it's anger. It's um and that's it, Frog. If you get that mindset, then you can do more. We have to have that mindset to an extent. Even being a warrior of God, it's you. You have the power, and we need that right now. And it's not to act out in anger. It's to get yourself moving. It's get that spirit up. Get that. Even oh, what's his name? Billy. Is it Billy Falcon? And he was doing the what was one of them? Never Surrender. One of them was Wake the Sleeping Giant. It was it's like it just gives you a boost. Like, okay, Frog. My thing right now is look at how many we have lost. Look how many gave all, sacrificed themselves to protect us in this country. All of us that have been here at home, and they gave it all. And that's not something to just take for granted. It's having that soldier spirit to, because obviously we need to hear too the first video I showed y'all. You know, that's an invasion. I don't care what they name it. And so keeping in that spirit of you're ready to face whatever you have to face to protect and to make sure that our children and grandchildren and the generations beyond have a life not under slavery, not under dictatorship, not under a rule that is going to harm them in any way. It is our turn to step up and make sure that that doesn't happen, just like those soldiers have. We go down, we go down. I'm I'm not going to get no tattooed on my head. I don't have any tattoos. Count Derrickville, I get to see you. Thank you. Am I wrong? I mean, don't we need to become warriors ourselves in a sense that we're to be prepared for anything? Nanya, it's good to see you. I don't know. I just really think that we need to do that. I think we need to step up more. I think we need to be involved with our communities. I think we need to know who we can trust and who we can't. That's right around us. And that's how you do it. Communication. Thank you, Nanya. Count Dirkblue. No fear. That's I think the main thing is just telling you you're not. Look up videos about soldiers. There's so many of them. Or just go to YouTube and type in warrior or soldier. There's so many videos that will just get you in that spirit of I am ready to protect if I need to. We're all warriors. Some just don't know it yet. Yeah, and I think that we might have to turn into using those abilities. Hey, Ed, how are you? There's so many things that you can be practicing also. Like last night, I was saying I took archery in school. My girls took archery in school. We have competitions. Hey, Wayne, good to see you. Axe throwing, knife throwing, just little games that build up your accuracy and strength. Absolutely, Nanya. Thank you. I agree with that. No, Frog. That's not it. No. Excuse me. And you know what? There's a lot of people who have that opinion of Texans that just because we can carry or protect our homes or property or children or whatever, that we just go around just shooting everybody. And that's not true. That is not true. Not even close. But you know that whenever you are in a position where you need to take aim, you better be good at it. Exactly, and it keeps your arms healthy, and you're sitting on the ground. You are grounding. That's what they call it. Getting in tune with nature. Well, I don't mean just going out and fighting people, Brock. That's not what I'm saying. It's just being ready for whatever. Even acre needs weeding. Prevents poor performance. Absolutely. Shoes interfere. Well, if shoes interfere, then I'm in trouble. Victor, it's been a long time. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm not walking around my yard barefooted. That's what I was talking to that tree trimmer today about. Because he does lawns also and landscaping. He does everything. And um, I said, yes, I would love to have it where my granddaughter could run around in the grass and we can sit on the grass and not worry about anything. And he said, you have stickers? And I said, stickers are the least of my worries. It's the black widows and the recluse and the scorpions and just a few of those things. Awesome, Nanya. Good job. God, I wish I could do that. Pear trees to plant. Yeah. Some people around me are trying different types of fruit trees to see what does well in Texas. And I know peaches do because we used to have peach stands galore until the vineyards took over. So I know we can grow grapes too. Um, there's some fruits or citrus. I'm not sure how well it would do. Nanya does one about citrus needing to be in a greenhouse. Peaches, plums, apricots, apples, and figs. Yeah, figs too. We used to have a fig tree. I get so sick on those figs. Oof. Picking them too early and eating them. Yes, Garrett's a little romantic. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons, limes, and mango in the greenhouse. Yep. And lemons and limes I would love to do because, and oranges, those are my three favorite. Can't have grapefruit, and actually, I have never tasted a mango. Loquats. What that is. Apricots grow in the wild in Kentucky. Wow. Oh, cherries would be good too. Plums. Good job, Virginia. Good raising, Garrett. Yeah, I've got wild grapes growing on the fences, and I need to go and check them and see if they're, I guess they're wild Mustang grapes. They just grow wild. True, Mania. Blackberries. That's a good one. Yep. Um, Never had artichokes either. That does not look appetizing to me. Raspberries, good, Gigi. Same Ed. Heat and yeah, running around all day outside. Not used to that. But it's okay. I can see it's doing good things. Yeah, I want to grow strawberries too. And, well, I just outside I have bell peppers, tomatoes, squash, and so I ordered a hydroponics system to grow inside. And since I'm seeing what's happening to my squash, um, the main thing I was wanting to grow inside was Brussels sprouts and cabbage. And so I might start some more squash inside also. It's a real small system, so I don't know how good it's going to do. I need to get it set up and try it out. But with those, you can grow year round. And so if this one works well, then I'll probably try and get a bigger one next time. This one didn't show the dimensions. And so I got it and I was like, okay, this thing's about 2 feet long. What am I going to be able to grow in this? But it's got 12 pods. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Apple Dumpling, good to see you. Oh, is it a full moon? I'll have to go sit outside. This is a perfect time to just sit out there, and I have my chair where I can lean back against my deck and look up at the sky, and it's just so relaxing. Bananas, yes. And bananas are easy to grow. That's it. Even when I was a kid in San Antonio, we had a banana tree, we had a fig tree. Most of the other stuff grew wild on the side of the road. And my grandmother could tell what was what driving by. And we'd stop and just start picking grapes and all kinds of things, dewberries, to make jellies and jams. Good job, Victor. Military canvas. Carl, you're funny. Yeah, I don't know about Canada. I know they grow oranges down in the valley, but um, haven't seen any orange trees around here. So that'd be interesting to see. I have so much room to put stuff like that. I just um, haven't tried it yet. Muscadine grapes are wild. Okay. I just know they're grapevines. They're the ones that make the thick vines that you can use to make all kinds of things. And I don't cut the vines down. I like the way they look too. And adds a little protection on the fencing. Yeah, I think anything would survive indoors if you do it right. And that's that hydroponic system. It's got the light thing that goes over the top, and it's all in one. I just need to put it together and get it growing stuff. Eastern Rockies. Are you in Kentucky, Count Dracula? Like Kentucky. Attracted to money. Rob, everything is about money. Um, you just heard that video. People will do anything for money. And I think that that is one of the biggest problems that we're having right now. And that's where we need to get out of that. So would it really be that bad if the money system fell? I don't know. But I don't know. I just think it's kind of crazy that we have money coming out of thin air up there in DC. Victor. Oh, you're upstate New York. Okay. Yeah, I saw that, Mania. There was something about China. because of the tariffs. They're going all over the place or something. There was an article I want to see if y'all read about. See if I can find it. Sitting here yakking. Smart women target men that are wealthy. Something that can be taken in divorce. Well, Frog, that's funny because I've heard the opposite of that men look for women that have their own home and on Social Security or whatever and are independent. Kind of crazy, huh? Guess they figured they don't have to do anything. I don't know. Okay, Tennessee lawmakers. Oh yeah, since I did the video about the border, so I got this. Go back. No, go back. Go back. Did you just open? The most ruthless Mexican cartels operate in all 50 states, bringing turf wars to the U.S. And it's from DEA, I guess. And so it kind of coincided with that video that I showed y'all, that the drugs, the crimes, all the crimes. I'll just link them all together instead of listing them separately. Hey, Tina Ladybug, good to see you. So there's two most powerful cartels in Mexico, the Jalisco and the Sinaloa. Cartels have flooded major U.S. cities with meth and fentanyl and use violence to protect their turf. So they're turfing out our cities. The deadly reach of the Mexican Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels in the U.S. communities is extended by the wholesale level traffickers and street dealers bringing the cartels' drugs to market, sometimes creating their own deadly drug mixtures. They have caused the worst drug crisis in U.S. history. DEA's National Drug Threat report details the cartel's leadership structures, the areas they control, how they operate, and their global reach beyond Mexico and the U.S. And they're here. And y'all seen how many people are dying of fentanyl every day, and it just seems like everything is connected. Is it the UK NHS? So in these blood transfusions, they contracted AIDS, more than 30,000 people infected, 3,000 dead, the worst treatment disaster in the history of the NHS. And then you have the death of the president over there in Iran. And hey, Bruce, how are you?
Oh, hanging in there. Go ahead and finish what you were talking about, and then I'm going to drop some bombs on you and
Okay.
everything that you might not know and you might know, but this is pretty critical and it's going to blow your mind.
And so they're saying that this Iranian president and his ambassador, I think, were the ones that were killed in the helicopter crash, and that he has blood on his hands. That he has taken out like 10,000 people during his time, and then you have this thing with Israel and Gaza, and I can't believe I didn't say that one. Anyway, there's charges being brought against Hamas and Israel for crimes for humanity and a whole list of others. And then, who else? Wasn't it South Africa that they were talking about last night? Somewhere in South Africa. It just seems like if you're putting puzzle pieces together, it just seems, or connecting the dots, whatever you want to call it, that all of this is connected in some way, but I just haven't quite figured out how. So what you got, Bruce?
Okay. Of course, you guys probably know from me being on here off and on, I watch the Common Sense Show with Dave Hodges. And there is it's called a treaty, but Biden is calling it something else so he can bypass the Senate and join it. It's what it is. He's calling it an agreement instead of a treaty. And what it is, it's with the International Medical Society. I'm not going to say the initials and everything that's out here. You guys know what I'm talking about. But he's supposed to sign it to join, and it's by the 27th that entity, if anything goes wrong medical wise or anything, all the president has to do is ask for their assistance. Then they're in charge of everything. You cannot refuse or anything what they do. It's basically a mandated deal that they would do, if you need vaccinations or whatever, anything medical or crisis deal and everything. So we have a big uprising. That's what it's going to take to change this also for everybody. It's just not going to be because we try to uprise, but we don't have it happening at the same time and in masses. There's still too many people asleep. Is what it amounts to. But the UN, I'll just say it, that would come in and squash whatever's going on, and there wouldn't be nothing we can do about it. Obama did that before he left office and everything, and now this deal with the health care and everything is coming up, and they're supposed to join it the 27th, and then we're not going to have any rights on anything whatsoever. So that's what's coming.
Wow. Well, the UN is involved in getting the illegals here too.
Yep.
So is that for, it just makes me wonder, is that for part of their army or?
Yeah. My understanding of what Hodges says, see, everything Chinese are getting into Mexico somehow. They're running the show down there because they've got a port down there in Mexico. And with all the fighting age men coming up through the border for asylum,
Mhm.
they don't have any women or kids with them. And when they are being talked to, they stand in a military style stance. Is
Yeah.
what they do. So we're being infiltrated. They're all staging all over the United States, and they run the cartels too down there.
Yes.
Is what it is also, and things. But it would probably be a pretty good standoff if they didn't get along, and they're working for the same cause. That's why they're probably still getting along down there. But it's just going to be there's going to be something go or happen where it's going to be a signal to all of these people that are staged here. Anything you have heard or anything about anybody, about terrorists, whatever, that are here, they are here and everything. They're just waiting for a code or a phrase or something.
For the word go. Yep.
Yeah, that'll
I
be
get
the go signal, and everybody's going to activate at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be fun. It's basically lock and load and everything and all of that. And what
Yeah.
Hodges said, if they get this treaty in here, he said most of it's just going to bye-bye. And he says you probably better lock and load and protect your property anyway. And then you know what else that means too. So
Yeah.
but that's what it's headed for, is what he said and everything. And he hasn't been wrong on hardly anything. They call him a conspiracy theorist and all of this, years ago when he has the foresight to see this coming. And they tell him that he's full of crap and all this. You don't know what you're talking about. It turns into fact, is what it happens. And
Yeah. No, I
every,
totally think that is why they're here. And it has been happening a long time. And because remember when this first started happening and they were going to the military bases? And everybody was wondering why were they letting them in the military bases? I
being trained to take it over.
think that they have been training for a long time.
Yep.
And we haven't. And that's why I'm like, just
Yeah.
whatever you can train with, do it. Carl and his nunchucks, so I would stay out of the way of those.
Basically what it's going to amount to is the self-made hunter, or whatever you want to call it, the tactics to do that, like they did in the Civil War and stuff, the guys that fought in that and everything in the 1850s and 60s and all of, they were just farmers and stuff and hunters. They would sneak, like the
Mm-hmm.
Battle of New Orleans, by Johnny Horton. Really listen to that's what they did. They had no formal military or all of that. What they know, hiding behind a bush and something like that till they get close enough.
Yes.
And what happens, that's their training, and it works. It works. And that's probably what we're going to have to do, because
Yeah.
the military is so weak and everything's going to go down. It's going to be multiple fronts, like Taiwan. We'll divert assets to Taiwan and things. And then another part is not going to be covered enough, and they'll have that weak link there, and they'll go after it and things, is what it amounts to and
Yeah.
everything. So it's going to get bad or ugly. I hope not. I hope, everybody's wrong about it, but it's just one of those deals where it ain't getting any better. That's the bottom line. It ain't getting any better.
Exactly. And it's not out of anger. It's like you said, if they are activated, I guess you would call it, then
Yeah.
people are going to have to either stand up or so. And Count Derpla, yes, I do believe in God, and I do believe that there is major spiritual warfare going on also.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we are supposed to just sit here on our butt and believe that it's being taken care of in the spiritual realm. We have the earthly realm that is here that I think we need to defend also. It's
What my understanding is, Bonnie, China wants our country, but
yeah,
no Americans are going to be here to cohabitate with them. They want our resources. If you really think about it, there's not going to be, hopefully, no nuclear exchanges because that would take out 80% of the resources here that they could get. So that's wouldn't be an option. Now there's what they call a neutron bomb that where it'll eliminate the carbon-based people, but it will not destroy buildings or anything other than carbon-based people and things like that. So that's one of the things they got too. So, but China wants our resources for them over there, in a way. Look how big they are and can't take care of people and everything else, but the work's spendable, especially where I'm at. I'm in the nursing home down here in Meade, and we'll be one of the first ones to be eliminated because we'll be useless eaters. But I'm going to have something here if they try to do that, if it happens. I hope it don't happen, but I'm taking a few with me before they get me. That's what it's going to amount to.
and that's just being, what do you call it? It's not fear and it's not hate or anger. It's like just being prepared for whatever could possibly happen or go wrong.
Yeah. It's awful easy to get angry, but the difference angers that are out there. With everything running amok, we could get angry two ways. Just go on a shooting spree, basically. Or the anger can get you to do something that needs to be done, even if you're a lone ranger, to do it. Instead of getting angry and just tearing stuff up.
Yes.
Use the anger to problem solve it and try to get some other people with you that are feeling the same way and get after it and everything. So that's the difference in anger that I can see and everything. But we usually go with the anger that for revenge is what it amounts to. That's one of the easiest things to get going.
And that's not the, I don't think that's the right way to handle it. Not out of revenge.
No.
And that's with the evil is, no, you command it to get behind you. It has no power over you. You just you let it know. No.
Yeah. That's what needs to be done. But there's just, a lot of us have physical limitations, like you and me, Bonnie. We would love to get a bunch of people and lead them, rise up and do something. But leadership would probably work all right, but our stamina will not. So that's not going to, that won't look very good, but the thought's there. But that's what needs to be done, a mass uprising like they do over there in Germany, France, Netherlands, where they took all the tractors down there
Brazil, all
and
the other countries are doing it.
and dump manure on the courthouse steps or the state steps down there, whatever you call it down there, like Netherlands, everything. They polluted the steps, put it bluntly, is what they did to get their attention and everything, that they weren't going to put up with it anymore. But how can we get that done here in the United States, though? That's just it. Like I say, there is still too many people asleep and drinking the Kool-Aid. That everything's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm too, they're taught to be lazy and everything on it. So it's what it amounts to.
Yeah.
And things, like I'm not able to do this. I don't know how, basically. That's what it amounts to. They're just not wanting to get involved too and everything.
Yeah.
Let somebody else do it. So, but
Yeah.
that's kind of what I had tonight and everything and all that. I don't know what. I haven't been reading chat. What's been going on there, Bonnie?
Excuse me. Yawning. Oh my. I might be able to sleep tonight. That's why I've been doing so much. Just
yeah, I'm on a roller coaster. I'm on a roller coaster here at the nursing home. I don't know what it is. I just got a little routine I go through here every day. Certain times I go outside to do what you can't do inside and stuff like that. And here 2 weeks ago, or wait a minute, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. That was the 23rd of April that I didn't do that routine. And I don't know what hit me or anything. They got me to the hospital because I was confused and everything. And then kind of got things halfway back in reality, run some blood tests on me and what they seen down here. Of course, the big hospitals in bigger cities has got better equipment, to do a more thorough test than some of the stuff out there, but it's good enough to, to get stuff done for you. One I had here in Meade at the hospital here, I was in premature organ failure on 3 organs. Scared the crap out of me.
I guess so.
Because
Goodness.
the heck of it is, Bonnie, I didn't do anything different than I'd been doing. And the only thing difference was that I really didn't pass out. I was tired and laid down, took a nap and stuff, but it was a longer nap than what a nap should be, put it that way. They kept checking on me, and it was not good. What I was told, if they wouldn't have checked on me anymore that night, I wouldn't be talking to you. I got an airplane ride to Wichita, is what it is, 180 miles to the bigger hospital
Oh, goodness.
on an airplane. That's the 3rd time I've been on an airplane from out here with different things. So,
see, I just think that I'm in the boonies. I mean, I just think that I'm in the boonies. 150 miles to a big hospital?
Yeah.
For you?
Yeah.
See, that would only be like 60, 70 miles for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still out in the sticks. If you go to the local clinic there and something majorly wrong, they're going to call an ambulance for you immediately and go.
Yes.
But to get to a bigger hospital, see, when I went to Wichita, they put me on high flow oxygen. more than 6 liters a minute.
Yeah.
Is what they did to me on the way to Wichita. My blood oxygen was like in the 80s constantly. It wasn't bouncing up into the 90s, 91 or better. That's where they want it and everything. But they put me on high flow oxygen. I spent one night in ICU after they run their test down there. I guess it wasn't as bad as what was out here, what they were seeing, but I understand why the PA did what he did on what he was looking at and everything. And I have no problem with that, And he got me down there, and I guess it wasn't as serious as it was. I got down there on a Tuesday morning off the airplane, and I was in there till Friday afternoon, and then had my pastor come and get me and bring me back. It was it. So, but it's been quite an adventure, and I've been over at my house. I got it sold, and everything just was getting stuff out of there. I kind of wanted to keep in limited space in a 10 by 20 storage shed and everything, and we should be done today, but the way everything is with my body, I was one sore dude for this morning when I woke up and everything. My hands hurt, my whole body hurt, legs and calves and arms, my back, everything was hurting and everything. And basically, I overdid it, but I had to do what I needed to do over there and everything. Once we get the house emptied out, which it should be emptied out by tonight, I'm going to go over and look at the warding. That, and
Sorry.
do what, hon?
Sorry you had to sell your house. But
well, I had all intentions of going home from here.
Yeah.
Get well enough to go home. But I plateaued, Bonnie. I wasn't going to get any better, and a few things were showing up that I didn't need to be at the house by myself anyway. For me, just to get ready to go home for the state inspection to okay it, I would have needed at least $5,000 for a heater. It's broke. The heating side of it is broke.
Yeah.
And all the carpet is going to need to be replaced and all this stuff in it and everything. And guy offered me $42 for it. It's about, when it's ready to sell and everything, it would appraise about $60,000 to $70,000 is what it would do. But the shape it was in, it was $42, and it's better than nothing. But I just I couldn't go home. But little things are showing up that could get worse. My hands and arms twitch involuntarily at times and things like that. And just little things that go on is what I'm noticing. I know, wish I didn't know that much about it, because I used to be an EMT 40 years ago and dealt with my wife when she was paralyzed from the chest down back in 2013 when she wrecked her car, and she passed away in 17. From the car wreck, she was just tired. But just little things I've noticed in different places I've been, I'm starting to show up. I can't keep my thoughts straight at times, and I'm searching for words sometimes when I'm trying to explain something. And it's just like a blonde moment goes away, and then all of a sudden it might come back, it might not. Just things like that. As somebody hollers at me from behind and I turn around to look at them and everything, I could hit the floor. When I first come into the nursing home here in September, I was using a walker, and I was, what was it, 143 pounds. I weigh 197 now. That's how much weight I gained in here, but my strength is not back in my muscles. So the weight's back, but not the strength.
Yes, it's hard to get that muscle back, I have found.
But no, I've been on a roller coaster here. I have pretty good days on it. I just finally got to the place where I had to accept it. But the way I arranged everything in the beginning, my kids wanted me here because I was that bad off. I was using a walker and all of that. They didn't think I was going to improve the way I did.
Yeah.
And they messed up my house when they went over there looking for stuff and everything. But neither here nor there. But they suggested I stay here and was just kind of put some pressure on me to stay here. With me on a lot of this stuff like this major deals, if it ain't my idea, I got a problem with it. Big time.
I can understand that.
So with this deal here, I have had all intentions of going home and made up my mind. I'm already here, pretty well fitting in and everything. And I don't know whether the new company that has the place yet or not, but there are nursing homes in the United States and other states and stuff. If you need help like I did from the get-go, they took me in with no money.
Wow.
Some nursing homes won't do that. If you can't self-pay, they're not going to help you.
Yeah.
And I got in here lucky, and I don't want to leave because I come in under an old company, and then a new one's got it. And I'm not going to take that chance. Besides that, I would look about 2 years or less, and I'd be back here anyway. I'm already here, get settled in, and don't upset anything and deal with it. But I'm doing everything my way now, Bonnie. And I feel so wonderful about being able to do it my way
That's good.
and things. So, but that's kind of my deal there. And, you know, get on the soapbox about all this stuff with the government and stuff like that and everything, so on and so forth. What's some of the concerns chat got? If you want to put them in there, see what we can come up with for a discussion if anybody wants to.
Yeah. They kind of stopped chatting. A
I
little bit.
kind of see that. Am I that boring?
I don't understand some of the chat. I don't know where the cow came in.
Yeah. But since they're not chatting very much, it's like, am I that boring, you know?
And yep, like Virginia said, never give up, Bruce. Stay strong.
Oh, I'm not. I'm too daggum stubborn and bullheaded, and put it bluntly, it pisses people off. And a lot of times here's a saying for you, Bonnie. I use this quite a bit in here. I don't capitulate very well in here at times, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm diplomatically defiant. No yelling and screaming and all that, just logic and stuff, and tell them is what I do. And most of the time we get along all right, even if we got to agree to disagree. But
Right.
like I say, I'm diplomatically defiant. So, but that's the way you got to be in these places, or they can make your life hell.
Yeah.
So, but I get along good with all of them anyway, and all that. My daughter that's turning 18 this year, she still ain't speaking to me. I haven't seen them since January.
Oh.
And things. They think I'm a evil person and everything on indirectly. Supposedly, they put in their little circle there the thing that you're talking about, the border on the trafficking, but just solo is the word. They labeled me that just because of one remark that I made or observation I made about my daughter. Dad has a hard time his little girl growing up and everything and starting to show. And I made a remark to her caregiver that when I couldn't take care of her properly and she could. I just made the remark that things were starting to show, and they took that as perverted.
Oh no.
Ever since then, that was there. She had her first husband was that way, and she had a son-in-law that was that way, and things. So she's putting all the men in the same bucket because of her bad experiences.
Yeah. A lot of people do that.
So that's where I'm at right now, and upsets me. But if that's the way they want to be, she'll might come around one of these days. She might not, get look at it, maybe he wasn't all that bad, and things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can't put my life on hold about that. I just keep on going, and then if she shows up, the door's always open and
Yeah.
everything. But I'm just not going to put my life on hold, hoping that she'll come around here, say in 6 months. That's 6 months wasted if you do that. That it don't
I
happen. So
no,
that's just
how can you keep on going? Just
yeah. But that's kind of what I'm up against right now. And
excuse
finally, my blood count's been staying up with this myelodysplastic syndrome, my bone marrow issue, and doctor is just basically almost ecstatic of the reaction that my body has finally done. That's what the medicine was supposed to be for, and it happened. He was just beside himself
that's
when I
great.
was taking the thing because our blood count was down no matter what we tried to do. With all this deal since June last year, I have had 5 blood fusions and 1 platelet because of this. Then all of a sudden got it up in the normal range. It got there and it stayed put.
Did you say
Little
you
bit.
had transfusions?
Yeah. Bags of
Oh,
blood is what it is. Units of blood is probably what
oh,
you'll.
okay.
I had 5 units of blood. It's not a pint, like you say, it's in them small bags.
Yeah.
I've had 5 of those and 1 platelet. That's how low
Mhm.
my blood was because my bone marrow was making immature cells and they weren't lasting long enough to do my body any good. Is what it amounted to, and
Hmm.
but it is now and everything. I'm still tired and wore out, but it ain't nothing like I was before. And here, my stamina's a little better on what I was doing over at the house and everything. I can go longer than 15 minutes doing stuff over there. Not real strenuous, just once a little while, but
Yeah.
not constantly. But I could go for an hour or so and everything, and it just amazed me on how my body is trying to heal up and go.
It's amazing. It's amazing how we kind of naturally do that.
Yeah, but it's just I've had
Sometimes it takes a little help.
yeah. I'm having one heck of a ride, Bonnie. Some of it's
Uh,
good, some of it like go away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it amounts to. But oh, so how's things been down there around your joint?
Been okay. Um, like I said, just getting out in the community more and doing things. Just
Yeah,
doing, just keep doing. And that's how you get your muscle back is
yeah.
just keep doing it.
I'll probably go back
And
to therapy after I get this house thing done. It's on one of those new steps where you go back and forth with your feet and back and forth with your arms and stuff. That's what they've got here, and I'm supposed to do it every day, but I haven't done it for a long time because I've been over at the house. Of course, it's different exercises using my whole body than what they're doing over here and things, but I'll probably go back to it when I get this house thing all squared away where I ain't doing hardly anything anymore. And like, manual labor basically is what I'll call it.
Yeah.
That's what it was like and everything. But it's just,
Frog, you need to calm down. Just saying.
what brought that on his last comment?
But it's been ongoing and it just needs to stop. Hey, Eric, thank you. Good to see you.
Good idea, ER. I appreciate that for Bonnie. But every day could be an adventure for me. Everything with what all's going on and with my body and stuff.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks ago, I have no idea what went wrong or brought that on for that airplane ride. Because, like I say, I hadn't done anything different. Except I was just tired and didn't realize I was that tired or sick or whatever it was and deviated from my routine is what happened and things.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad I'm still here, though. You guys are awesome and everything. I just wish we lived closer to each other, Bonnie, because I sure would love to see you.
Yeah, Kansas is a little bit away.
Yeah. When I'm on the bottom southwest corner of Kansas is where I'm at, but it's still a long ways between you and me, and they won't let me drive out of town anymore right now. I just drive around town, the post office, to the convenience store, or Dollar General or something like that is about what my driving is. Nothing on the highway or anything now because it's all a insurance deal. They don't want to put their neck out there on the line because people like to sue everybody for nothing, and that's what would happen if something went wrong.
Yes.
Nursing home, the director of nursing, and all of that, the doctor gave the okay for it because the doctor ain't going to give an okay because I've discussed it with him here about a month or so ago and things. He's a character here, and it was the liability thing. If you let him go, crap runs downhill. And he looked at me and the DON in there. I've known the DON for a long time too up here. He says, "So you want me to put my neck on the line?" I think we'll revisit this sometime later. That was the nicest snow I've ever got.
Right.
That was nice of him instead of, going all defensive on me,
Yeah.
That was cool. He's a character. He's cool dog and everything. So, but
That's good.
I understand why they don't want me to do it after what happened to me 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I don't want to drive out on the highway now. I don't feel like it, but before then, I feel that I was capable of doing it, just to my appointment or something. If they couldn't transport me up there or I couldn't find a ride from somebody for my chemo and everything, to get them out of a tight spot, I felt at that time I was capable of doing it. But now, no. I'm just good for around town right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good too.
It hurts and everything.
You can get out.
After being a truck driver and stuff, this sucks.
Yeah.
That I got to do it this way and everything. So it's just a lot of life changes, buddy, and some of it's pretty dadgum hard, or you're resisting and everything is what I'm doing. A lot of it, and some of it I know I can't change, but I'm going to resist it so they'll know how I feel about it, see it that way. That's what I'm doing.
Well,
so
keep up the fight. That's
see with Medicaid. I don't know if I told you about it or not, but I'll do it again for the chat here. to get on Medicaid, where they'll pay the biggest part of the nursing home monthly fee. You cannot, for the single person, I'm talking single, you cannot have more than $2,000 total assets to your name.
Yeah.
And just several other things out there, like they get my Social Security, except $68. That's what I got to live on a month here. And
Yeah.
then they use the Social Security for room and board, and then Medicaid picks up the difference, is what they do. While we're suffering, basically, or, poorhouse and everything, which to me it ain't right, but there's not enough people uprising about that either. They roll over too easy to get the help, because if they roll over, they know they're going to get it, and they don't challenge it. And
Yep.
everything, like, no, not enough people at one time has done that either for this Medicaid crap and things, is what it amounts to and things. So that's some of the deals that I'm having a real problem with, is that and everything else like that. Gonna have to turn out to be broke. What I'm getting for my house and everything, since I'm in the 5-year look back window on when I, got rid of assets and stuff like that, I got to account for every penny that I spend of the house money that I got to get down to $2,000. Medicaid has to see it.
Oh my goodness.
If I try to do something, hey, Bunny, come here, I want to bless you with $2,000, okay? They would look at it as hiding money for future.
Yeah. So they know about the sale, so you can't put it in someone else's
Right.
name that you would
Right.
trust to
But
give
it's
you.
like, not really
Wow.
lying about it. You have something that I can use and, pay fair market value for it. But they could look at it either way, that I bought it or I'm hiding money for you to give me back later after we get going. So I'm not even going to try to do anything like that. But I got to spend $40,000, Bonnie.
And in the nursing home, how do you do that? I mean, it's not like you can go and buy something and keep it there. So,
UPS and the mail still works.
well, yeah, but I mean,
But here's the deal. See, we had a new company take over January 1. I came in September. And I owe them money for that. That's where part of it's going to go. But what I'm going to do, I told the business manager up here at the office, I'm taking care of me first. This is going to be my last hurrah and everything, and I want to try to have a little fun and get some stuff that I kind of want, because I want to put a 65-inch TV in my room. I want to turn it into a theater.
there you go.
And things.
Hey, Grandmama. G-Mama.
Huh? Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying hello to G-Mama.
Oh, okay. But that's what I'm going to do there and things. And like I say, I'm in here, before the new company came over, so I'm grandfathered in and things. So I got to pay the old bill from the old company. That goes with the hospital down here. They were running the nursing home too until this other company came in and got it and things. But I owe them money and things. but I'm going to try to split it up because I'm going to pay all the final bills here in Meade that I got, and then pay my storage shed for 2 years because I'm figuring I should know how it's going to work out in 2 years on what I'm going to need to do with that stuff down there.
Yeah.
And things within 2 years, and that way I don't have to worry about trying to find the money because I pay $65 a month for the shed, and I've had it since 2010. That's how long I've had the shed down there at 65, and I'm just going to pay it for 2 years and everything, and then pay the final light and water bill. It's all in one here for the city.
Yeah.
And my gas bill is zero. I had LEAP on it and everything. It zeroed it out and everything. I didn't even have to worry about a gas bill for a long time and everything. Now everything's off and everything. I got to have the lights and water shut off tomorrow. I got to go over there and look and make sure everything's okay over there, and then get a final bill from the city and get my money from my house and just spending like a drug sailor, I guess, Bonnie.
There you go.
But I want to be ordering stuff off of eBay, stuff like that. There's a place in Nashville where I got my last TV, brand new. It was here in 3 days on UPS.
That's good.
And I'm gonna have it sent to the nursing home and stuff, but I'm gonna try to make a list on what I want to do and acquire. Is what I'm going to do. Because like I say, I'm taking care of me first and everything. And then have my last hurrah, have a little fun and all that, then take care of business and keep $2,000 of it and things like that to be in their guidelines and document every penny that I spend about and for what and things like that is what I'm going to do. So, but it's nerve-wracking, believe me, to have to deal with all this, but I'm glad I'm doing it now, because if I later on, if I didn't, sell the house or whatever like I'm doing now and know what's going on, if I do become senile or something, have a stroke and knock me for a loop and everything, I don't want to try to deal with this deal selling a house and settling in and stuff like that, not knowing what's going on for the most part. I want to know what's happening is what I'm doing. And that's why I'm doing it my way right now instead of waiting. So, but
I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Bless your heart. Well,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. What?
No, I just wanted to jump on here and drop a bombshell. I don't know how many know that about that treaty that's supposed to be ratified by Biden only. It's supposed to be 2/3 of the Senate approve it before we join on to that with big health organization.
Yeah.
Things like that. But he's calling it an agreement, and he can agree to it and bypass Congress, which is a treasonous act again. So I don't know how many people know about that on what they've got, but I think it's going to slip in under the radar is what I think, Bonnie. Then people are going to, what the heck happened? Is what I think is going to happen.
Same thing every day.
Yeah, but it's going to be too late. They're going to be in charge of us. Not all of our government will have say-so anymore. The big boys will have the say-so. And that sucks. So, but anyway, you go ahead and everything and all of that. But I just wanted to come up and say hi. I got to run this thing through my phone on 5G because the in-house internet here ain't that good on the upload and everything like that. So, but it does work, thank goodness, instead of having, robot sounds and freeze frames and all this good jazz.
Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, I just wanted to tell everybody good night, God bless, much love, and you guys take care, and we'll try to do it again sometime, Bonnie. You guys are awesome, Bonnie. You keep doing
Thank
what
you for coming up, Bruce.
You're welcome. Do what's right, Bonnie, and you're a sweetheart. You really are. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
You're
Not
probably
always.
You're blushing, ain't you? You're blushing.
I'm not saying.
But anyway, that's why I tell the girls here and everything, the aides and stuff, they do not get thanked enough. You know, showed appreciation for what they do around here, and I'm one to do it because I used to be an EMT 40 years ago. I know how it goes in these places, and they do a good job with me, and they're going to know about how good they're doing instead of like it's an everyday deal that nobody says nothing. So, anyway, good night, God bless, and you guys take care, and we'll do it again, Bonnie.
God bless you. You stay strong, Bruce.
Oh, I am. You guys take care, and see you then. Bye.
All right. Good night. So I think it's time for a song. Let me see what I have up here. Good one for yeah, that's a good one. Okay. I'm going to mute and play all this song. Hopefully it speaks to someone out there. Frog, don't tell me what to do. Here we go.
I'm not waiting anymore for the perfect day. What am I living for? If I only stay in one place. I was hiding before, now the sun's on my face. I'm not waiting anymore. I step out, put my feet on the ground. My heart beats like a drum. Who will I become if the lightning strikes and rain falls from the sky? I will decide to keep going, stand the fight. When day turns into night, won't wait for the stars to align. Life is mine, and this is my time. Oh, this is my time. Oh, every day I have a choice to live authentically. Wanna feel free and enjoy my time, live fearlessly. Wanna sing with my voice, this life gives no guarantees. Every day I have a choice. I step out, feel my feet on the ground. My heart beats like a drum. Who will I become if the lightning strikes and rain falls from the sky? I will decide to keep going, stand the fight. When day turns into night, won't wait for the stars to align. This life is mine, and this is my time. Oh, this is my time. Oh, Won't wait for life to get better. I refuse to be bitter. Oh, I'm already winning. Each day's a new beginning. If the lightning strikes, it rain falls from the sky. I will decide to keep going, stand and fight. When day turns into night, won't wait for the stars to align. This life is mine, and this is my time. Oh, this is my time. Oh, this is my time. Oh.
Just thought maybe that was a little uplifting. Uh-oh. Ooh, sorry about that. I didn't know somebody else was going to start talking on there. All right, y'all, I'm going to shut this one down. Thank y'all for joining us. Heads up. Stay strong. Don't let it get to you. We got this. Have a blessed night. See you soon. Love y'all. Good night.